Hello everyone, this is Sra Fawzi speaking from team number 7. Today my team and I, Ms. Fariha, Ms. Shafia and Ms. Saba are going to present a very important and interesting topic which is anxiety and depression. The reason why we find this disease important because a lot of people are affected with it and this disease can lead into a serious conditions such as suicide. We have started our roadmap with a brainstorming to identify and find out general healthcare challenges, which led us into 60 challenges. And then we identified what is anxiety and depression, their symptoms, causes, and types. And then we moved on to fact and figure to provide statistical information and facts about the disease from different aspects. And in the disease pathway, we have provided pain point and solutions in different phases of the patient life, and we end up with 50 pain points and 35 solutions. And finally, we have suggested solutions to solve out the identifying challenges that we have mentioned earlier. In this slide, we're showing that each of anxiety and depression has its own symptoms, but both of them can share a few symptoms such as restlessness, excessive worrying, agitation. Also, we have highlighted the contributing factor, which can be trauma, stress, financial problem, or family history. And we added few statistical studies that shows that more than 3 million people around the world are affected with this disease. 264 million people are suffering from anxiety. This disease was ranked as the largest contributor to the global disability. Women are twice as likely to be experiencing this disease. And depression is majorly spread in Southeast Asia and Western Pacific region. Also, the studies have shown that 50% of college students are suffering from depression, while 80% of them are suffering from anxiety. Now I will leave you with my colleague Fariha. She will take from here.
Thank you, Esra. Continuing with the facts and figures, we have that the average global spending on mental health is even less than $3 per capita per year. This means that the government spends on an average only 3% of their total health budget on mental health. And these mental health disorders will cost the global economy around $16 trillion by the year 2030. Another graph here which indicates the effect of pandemic on anxiety and depression shows that the cases have tripled from January to May. So pandemic is having a very adverse effect on the cases of anxiety and depression. Here again another graph which shows that the suicides in the low and middle income countries the numbers are quite staggering, and suicide is the second leading cause of death among 15 to 29 years old. So around 800,000 people die of suicide every year, and a majority of these cases are because of anxiety and depression. Moving on to the next stage, which is the disease pathway, we have identified 6 different stages, and for each of these stages we have identified the different stakeholders, the important pain points, and proposed solutions to most if not all of the pain points. So the first stage being the prenatal stage, important pain points are such as mood swings of the mother can lead to a loss of appetite, and this can be addressed by having a nutritional monitoring app. Also, another important pain point is antidepressants can have potential side effects on the fetus, and this can be addressed by bright light therapy, which uses safe artificial bright light which stimulates the hypothalamus and regulates the mood and sleeping patterns. In the next stage, which is the prevention stage, an important pain point is that the patient is not able to manage his anxiety levels and control his stress. We propose having a mental health app which tracks her mood changes and provides stress buster games and activities. A COVID-19 implication can be that people who are away from family and friends feel isolated, and this increases their anxiety levels. And a solution could be having communication technologies which help them to stay connected with friends and families through chats and calls. The next stage is the symptom stage, and an important pain point can be the lack of experience and knowledge in identifying mental health symptoms. We can have a solution herein where websites can be designed to identify the symptoms through questions, and digital coaching about mental health should be given to patients and their families. Also, patients are not able to communicate their symptoms mainly due to social stigma, which is a very important pain point, And you can have, we propose to have digital ads involving public figures to spread awareness about the importance of mental health. The next stage, which is the diagnosis stage, herein the non-inclusion of mental health assessment in annual health checkup is a very critical pain point, and the solution could be that compulsory inclusion of psychiatric assessment should be made as part of the annual health checkup. Moving on to the next stage, which is the treatment stage, an important pain point in the current scenario of COVID-19 is that quarantine interferes with regular appointments and availability of medicines. And a proposed solution is that we can have computerized cognitive behavioral therapy, which aims at improving the thinking and behavioral patterns of the patient. And we can also have a smart drug delivery system which has an inventory management system and door-to-door delivery of these psychiatric drugs. The final stage, which is the rehabilitation and the follow-up stage, here we have listed the pain point as the relapse of ailments and reoccurrence of psychiatric symptoms. And a solution can be artificial intelligence-based apps which monitor progress and notify the therapist when significant steps of treatment are missed. Also, another pain point is that difficulty in rehabilitation process for patients with multiple health problems. And again, we have proposed a solution wherein artificial intelligence technology, which links all the health professionals or all the stakeholders or all the physicians who are taking care of the patient, so that they can collaborate, monitor progress, and provide suitable recommendations amongst themselves.
Continuing from Ms. Faria's explanation of the disease pathway, I, Sabha, shall now be talking about possible solutions for anxiety and depression. We propose that clinical innovations be undertaken to identify biomarkers related to psychiatric health disorders. For biomarkers can prove to be objective analysis into the level of metabolites, which play an important role in influencing and triggering the onset of these disorders. The other solution that we propose is having an advanced EEG, which detects the changes in brain waves and signals associated with these disorders and can better equip the physicians in identifying these disorders and providing a more catered treatment plan to the patients. For the other solutions, we may propose developing mobile applications which can involve different stakeholders, starting from the patients to their family members to the rehab institutes and the physicians involved, so that better care plans can be developed for treatment of these disorders. Another solution that we propose is developing wearable devices which can transmit data on altered heart rate and mood and behavior when individuals are being affected by episodes of panic and anxiety, and probably alert the stakeholders involved when these episodes are happening, so that timely action or help can be raised to the individuals. The other solution that we may propose is that we can have it's very important to have annual mental health checkups for all age groups, starting from childhood to elderly, so that an early identification of these disorders can be done and effective measures and treatment can be obtained. Now, to provide an overview of the mental health scenario in UAE, we would like to state that about 17.7% of the population in Arab world suffers from depression. Therefore, to deal with this problem, the government in United Arab Emirates has taken a very positive step forward and has created a Ministry of Happiness and Positivity so as to reinforce the importance of this on health and general well-being of its population. It also regularly hosts happiness programs and awareness lectures for its population so as to create awareness about the importance and impact of these disorders on society. The Dubai Health Authorities also regularly host Mental Health Day on 10th of October every year and try to create as much awareness as possible among its population. Summarizing our presentation, as anxiety and depression affects nearly around 300 million people across the globe, and an individual commits suicide every 13 minutes because of depression, we propose that more and more investment must be done into technological research for enabling early diagnosis of these disorders. We also propose that governments must conduct regular mental health awareness campaigns at different settings, be it from schools to colleges and workplaces. And also,
we propose that having better investment into treating depression and anxiety can have an overall improvement into general well-being and the economy of the society. For investing every $1 US dollar in treating anxiety and depression has shown to have a return of 4 US dollars in having a better health and ability to work. Also, having helpline facilities all, uh, all across the globe available 24/7 can help in saving lives lost to suicide and depression. The other important impact that the COVID-19 has had, besides the dip in the economy, is that the healthcare professionals that are involved in treating this disorder are also hugely impacted by anxiety and depression. About 50% of the healthcare workers have been shown to have signs of depression, and about 45 are involved in anxiety. As an as on average around 300 to 400 physicians die every year on account of suicide, more and more efforts must be taken by the governments so as to encourage and motivate especially the healthcare workers which are involved in treating the pandemic.
Conclusion from the ITT methodology, we have learned that how the disease pathway and its associated pain points and solutions can be identified, and how they can be used by the government and different agencies in taking effective steps for reaching out and helping the patients and alleviating the different problems. In our case, we have tried to use the ITT methodology to identify the pain points and solutions for anxiety and depression. For mental health plays a very important role in the health and well-being of the society, and efforts should be made in uh, motivating the individuals and enabling them to move away from the stage wherein they say that I cannot do this or I can't do this, and enabling them to move on to the stage wherein they have the feeling of saying that yes, I can do it. So the ITT methodology has helped us into identifying how we can reach onto this stage. So thank you very much.